Yo, welcome everybody to episode 116 of MDC. Your boy Amicus and CT in the house tonight. We're going to do a little interesting show smash up. Now that the draft is over, the UDFA signings begin. Crazy first round, crazy day two. With the Dolphins, we heard they're possibly, trying to move back up into the first round. Then were they going to move back up, try to get into that third round? Obviously, that didn't happen. Obviously, Amicus has some shit going on with the Bills over there in the first round. We're going to get to all of it tonight. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. For those of y'all out on Twitter, Twitch, and all that shit, come on over to YouTube. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe. Hit that notification bell. We're here every 8:30 on Mondays. We do impromptu shows throughout the week. This is our 5th show this week. So 5 out of 6 days is pretty damn impressive. Hit that notification bell so you see every time we're on. But what is going on, my brother Amicus?
What's up, CT, man? Good to be here. The draft is finally over. It's been an exciting 3 days. And I must be honest with you. I know a couple of your picks, but I don't know all of them. So I'm very excited to hear what you guys did. And I'm excited to talk about what we did as well.
Hell yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest things, and I think we can really jump off the bat. We can start from square one. Kind of for the Dolphins, we were very frustrated and anxious and nervous given, losing Christian Wilkins, trying to find a D lineman. We know with the injuries to Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips, the D line was going to be an absolute need at some point to address. However, again, having a first round pick, a second round pick, and then you get into the next pick you were supposed to have was in the 5th round. We had 2 6s and a 7. So it was really interesting for Dolphins fans, really anxious time of what are we going to do given our holes? And that first round shaked up like holy hell, and we'll get into it. But go ahead and give us your pre-draft mindset.
Well, pre-draft, we lost Diggs and we lost Gabe Davis. So I'm automatically thinking the minimum we come out of this draft with, we had 11 picks, right? So 10 or 11, I forget. But the minimum we come out of this draft with is 2 wide receivers. Bare minimum, right? 2.5 was the over-under, and most people took the over. So to come out of the draft with only 1 wide receiver is a bit shocking, but in hindsight, I think I know why. So that was my pre-draft notion, is that we were going to go like wide receiver first round, wide receiver again, either second, third, or fourth. Didn't happen.
Damn. Yo, MC in the building. We got the link in the chat for y'all. Hop on in there. There's 18 watching already. Let's go, boys. All right. So let's get to the fucking hellfire and fury of the first round. It was very interesting. We were on here live for the draft. Having 14 offensive players in a row, including 6 quarterbacks taken, that was an absolute shock. I mean, we talked about it multiple times of these quarterback-thirsty teams. I just didn't think that people were going to be that fucking desperate. And
well, leading up, the months leading up, I think it was a consensus that the big 3 would go, right? You knew Caleb,
possibly a 4th.
Possibly a 4th. You knew Caleb was going to Chicago. You knew Drake May was going to be there. You know Jaden was going to be there. But I think the Bo Nix and Penix, that surprised people. I don't think nobody thought they were coming in the first round. But I will say this. The past few days leading up to the first round, there was some rumors that 6 could go really early. So you know how some of this shit gets leaked. But the fact that the first defensive player that came off the board wasn't until Latu on the 15th pick. That was shocking. So that broke a record, right? And then I think there was like 19 offensive players altogether in the first round was the previous record, and this year was like 23. So that shows you the shift of the league. Yeah.
Absolutely. But then the question becomes, though, in all reality, had there not been 6 quarterback thirsty teams, would the draft have fallen that way? And I don't believe it would have. And that's kind of where we were, for us as Dolphins fans, we were loving this shit. I'm like, dude, we're going to get the pick of the litter defensively. There were a lot of good guys on the board.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, I want to discuss, obviously, our enemy in common. A lot of people had J.J. McCarthy going 2 over Drake May. Pick.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I was just going to say that most of the mock drafts I saw had McCarthy as the 4th. I mean, there was some rumors that the Vikings might trade with the Chargers, because Harbaugh's going to help his guy out. There were some people, and I think I even mentioned it, like the hot take of the fucking year, where they could trade Justin Herbert and Harbaugh gets his guy, McCarthy in there with the Chargers. And from what I heard, there were 2 teams, including the Patriots, that called the Chargers about Justin Herbert. So those cats were thinking the same thing some of us were thinking, that Harbaugh might just want to go with his own guy, right? And get some.
And I could agree with that, but I think that the only way I felt like that was going to happen, and we addressed it on that first night, is Herbert would have been traded before the draft. There's no way that they were going to do that mid-draft. I just don't see that happening. Todd, what is going on, brother?
Yeah, and it didn't happen. So, hey, what's up, Todd? Long time no hear.
Hey, you finally got out of Josh Allen's ass.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. But
hey, don't let your jealousy and envy bleed through so early on the show. I mean, we still got an hour and a half to go.
But hey, Todd's here, though. I want to discuss this, though. What do we think about the pick of Drake May to the Patriots?
I think it's a great pick for them.
It's a very good pick.
Bro, the Patriots killed it. Look, I mean, they killed it. They get Drake May.
I wouldn't say they killed it.
Oh, no, they listen, Belichick would have never done any of that shit. He wouldn't have taken Drake May, and he certainly wouldn't have taken 2 of the better wide receivers. They loaded up.
Yeah, I mean, they got Drake May. They went, Polk. Then it was Wallace, the Penn State offensive tackle. I can't remember his first name.
Everywhere I saw, he was supposed to be a later on draft pick, but he could be a good starter if worked with.
Yeah, and then I know they went the wasn't it Baker from Central Florida? The other wide receiver,
Javon Baker.
Yeah, and then they drafted the quarterback from Tennessee.
Yeah, Milton the third. So,
shit. Hey, they drafted a Gamecock, baby. Let's go. They went with cornerback Marsalis Dial.
Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Like, they double down on the quarterback, right? Just in case Drake May doesn't do what people think he'll do. Like, because Drake May's now he ain't no fucking Josh Allen. Don't even come. Yeah, we're not going there. But
Drake May. Everybody's been talking about what? Mahomes? No, Josh Allen. They've comped him to Josh Allen, but he ain't no fucking Josh Allen, right? So we're not even going to say that, but he has those measurables like a Josh Allen, and he has some of those inconsistencies that
Allen had at Wyoming. So people are thinking, oh, well, Drake May can, they did it with Josh Allen. He can do it with Drake May, but it just doesn't work out that way. So they doubled down with the Milton III. And I like what the Patriots did. Now, listen, the Patriots, real quick, Todd, the Patriots aren't going to be world beaters in the next 3 years. But when you see these two wide receivers they got and a possible Drake May that's going to improve, we would think, the Patriots could be very formidable, 3 years from now.
It kind of reminds me of what Washington did when they took RG3 and Cousins in the same draft.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Speaking of Cousins, what the fuck was the Falcons thinking?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into that. I was saying, all right, we shut the door on the Patriots, but absolutely on this show, we were like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Like, the only thing that we could possibly come up with, Amicus, is they're concerned about Cousins getting re-injured, and they also, we know on the Netflix show, the quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins did talk about there were multiple times in the last 5 years of his career that he debated retirement. So is Atlanta worried about him retiring or getting injured? Or is it, hey,
or a mix of both?
Well, hold on real quick. But the third option was, though, and it makes the most sense, draft the young guy now, let him sit behind Cousins and learn. And when Cousins is ready to go, he'll be ready to go. Or at least that's the possibility.
Yeah, let me tell you
the Green Bay thing.
Let me tell you the problem with that. And I didn't hear anybody mention this on TV, and I'm surprised because these gurus and analysts on TV, they fucking know everything about football, right? Nobody mentioned this fact. They mentioned the fact that Penix is 24, so he's older, right? So and we know that the guaranteed money with Cousins is a 4-year deal. Now they're not going to be able to get out of that for 2 years.
Right.
Okay. So here's the thing. Penix would be 26. Okay. Yeah. Which is, listen, you can play till you're 40, but still you're not getting the young buck. Now, the other part of this that nobody is mentioning is the fact that he was the 8th pick. You're paying this fucker top 10 money to sit on a fucking bench. When you draft quarterbacks in the top 8, you play them. They play. Like they should play.
Have to admit, you're right on that one.
I do. And we did bring up the fact on the show that he was already 24, and we did bring that up. But then we argued again about, they were like, oh, if Cousin plays 3 or 4 years out of that, he's going to be nearly 28, 29 years old. I said, there's no way. Hold on, Todd, real quick. But I did agree. There's no way they're going to sit him that long. But we made the argument, how, as a GM with the Falcons, how do you sell that pick to your fucking fan base when you had top running backs, top wide receivers, top tight end? Brock Bowers was there. I mean, you had your pick of weapons.
Well, they wouldn't take a running back. They got Bijan Robinson there, there was no running back worthy of a first round pick.
And they wouldn't have taken a tight end either.
Right, because they got, what's his name?
Pitts. Yeah. But actually, they could do that, though. They could fucking double down and have a fucking Brock Bowers and a Pitts.
Yeah, but I mean, there was just so many other great players they could have taken. They needed a fucking edge rusher. They could have taken Latu right there.
Either way, I mean, we said it on the show when it happened. I was like, damn, how do you, with all these guys on the board, and this is going to be a theme throughout the night, Amicus, just a heads up. When you have that much talent on the fucking board and you pick something stupid. So,
bro, Roma Dunze was there. That fucking guy, watch. He's going to be a beast. And Chicago got him with Caleb, but Chicago might win that division. I'm not even kidding.
I don't know. I still think Detroit has it, but Chicago will be up there.
Yeah. So all right. So we went through those two.
Hey, but hold on, CT. I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
Now you said over the course he's been saying about retirement. He's one injury away from a retirement. If you look at it that way.
Yeah, I agree with
One
that, and that's what I'm
injury.
saying. Yeah, and it may not even have to be serious.
And next year's quarterback class is supposed to suck balls.
Well,
so,
I mean, if the leader is fucking Shedeur Sanders, then yeah, it is going to be balls.
I wouldn't draft Shedeur Sanders.
I wouldn't either.
Say it again.
I said I would not draft Shedeur Sanders.
And nor would I. Fuck that. But so all right, we went through the Atlanta surprise. We went through the Patriots. What was the other one?
Atlanta.
Hey, the one thing I do want to say is if they get desperate for quarterback.
And we did the 14 offensive players in a row. So I think that's kind of the main topics. But go ahead, Todd.
It was a desperate run for quarterbacks if Bo Nix is getting picked as high as he did too.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what I said at the beginning of the show. Like you were on the show, Todd. We were so shocked. I was like, bro, nobody anticipated teams being that quarterback thirsty this year.
Well, we knew Denver needed a quarterback. I mean,
absolutely, but the whole, whether again, like you discussed, a lot of us thought that maybe Harbaugh would fucking trade Herbert, but like I said earlier, I think if he was going to do that, he would have done that prior to the draft. So during the draft, I wasn't really expecting that, but that was crazy, man. I mean, and to start getting to the next point is, as we see all these offensive guys going off the board, I mean, we still had the offensive guard that we wanted to play guard, then tackle up until right before our fucking pick, and the damn Pittsburgh Steelers fucked us again. Bastards. Fucking Pittsburgh. I fucking hate these bastards.
It's either Pittsburgh or Baltimore fucking us every year.
Who did Pittsburgh take in the first? I forget.
Troy Fontenot.
Fontenot, the one that we wanted really bad.
Y'all took Chop, right?
No, we took Chop Robinson,
Yeah, right.
We wanted Troy Fontenot because he could have played guard and then switched out to tackle later on.
Well,
end of the year, so
didn't y'all get a good center though in the second round or something?
No, we got an offensive tackle,
and he's not. I wouldn't say he's good. I mean, his name is Patrick Paul. The dude's a fucking beast as far as size.
Hey, I look back on him, dude. He is a pass blocker from hell. He just struggles with the run blocking.
I swear, I thought y'all took a center. Y'all did take a center, didn't you?
No, we took offensive tackle Patrick Paul. The dude's 6'7", 330 pounds. He's a fucking beast.
I know y'all. Didn't y'all get that Devontae kid out of North Carolina?
Nope.
Who y'all got? Some speedy wide receiver. Which one was he?
We drafted a Virginia wide receiver. I don't remember his first name. His last name is Washington.
Washington.
Taj?
Yeah, we got him.
Taj Washington. He's a speedy fucker. I like that pick. That was late in the rounds. And y'all got that running back, that fast running back.
We got two Washingtons in the 6th and 7th round, one from Virginia and one from USC at receiver.
Right, that's the
one from Virginia is the speedy guy. The other one,
5'8".
Yeah. They tried to list his ass as 5'10" on ESPN, and I was like, bro, that guy ain't 5'10". But
we got another Jalen to add to our collection. Jalen Wright,
fucking sucks.
Running back.
Yeah, y'all got a running back, and then y'all had that fast guy out of Virginia. What was his name? Malachi?
This is Patrick Paul. This dude's fucking ginormous, dude. He's 6'7", 330 pounds, and he's not fat. That shit's muscle, bro. That dude's 330, nothing but fucking length and muscle.
Hold on, give me a second. Let me look at y'all's draft picks.
Dude, I did like the Kamara.
Right here, Amicus, on the screen. I got it on the screen.
Yeah, Malik. Okay, Malik Washington. That's who.
Yep. And we got Taj in the 7th.
Yes, Malik and Taj are speedsters. Like that's the last thing y'all need is fucking more speed. My God.
Oh yeah.
And so's our running backs. Wright is fast. He ran a 4.4.
Yeah.
4.38.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, y'all are gonna fucking hate that shit. But yeah, man, like we were saying, or like I was saying, the guy's big, the guy's strong. I mean, they say he has a smooth set. I mean, he's good in pass blocking. Obviously having the longest arms in the fucking draft out of all the players.
Yeah,
the dude,
36-inch arms.
It's fucking nuts, dude. But I mean, he's 6'7", bro. I mean, it makes sense he'd had fucking long arms. But anyway,
as long as he's not T-Rex, right?
Exactly. But yeah, I heard that he needs to work on his hand placement in the run game.
Well, no, it's not just his hand placement. He also, at 6'7", it's hard to get down low. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he has the size and the weight to make his leverage work a little bit better for him. In the fact that you have the length to create leverage that maybe you lose leverage in your ability to keep low, but you can make up for some of that leverage with the length.
I trust Butch Berry though with them.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I don't dislike the pick.
And
but
we all know Armstead.
Back to Chop though, so we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, Todd. So let's get back to Chop real quick though. So we did pick Chop in the first round. Obviously, it was a mixed bag. I think that there were a lot of differing reactions among Dolphins fans, and I think some are justified, some are not. We have the argument, which I had, and at first I wouldn't say that I was angry at the pick. I was just shocked and going, I can understand the strategic value of the pick, but just as you said earlier, Amicus, with the talent left on the board, to go to a guy that, yeah, he's going to play early for us because of the injury to Bradley Chubb and, the loss of AVG and the injury to Jalen Phillips. So the guy's going to ask to be played quite a bit. But then we got other fans that are over here saying, oh, he's going to be like Micah Parsons and you can play him everywhere and he's going to play even if Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips come back, they're going to find another way to get him on the field. And what bullshit. When Jalen Phillips and Chubb are back, he's going to be a rotational piece at best. And I have a hard time swallowing the fact that you wasted the 21st fucking overall pick on what eventually be a rotational player later on this year. And maybe he turns into a superstar in 3 years. But if we have a championship window, pick doesn't make sense career-wise.
All right, so I agree with you. I mean, I think Chop Robinson could have been a good pick for a lot of teams, but not necessarily. But here's the thing, man. I was on this podcast like a week ago when y'all were going through the different people that you would want, and Chop was on y'all's list as an edge rusher. So I don't know why y'all would be too upset about it, but he does seem to be a little more developmental at this point, and it would be a couple of years down the road before his full potential you might see. But nevertheless, I mean, he could end up being a hell of an edge rusher. He's got
the highest ceiling. The problem is
he's got a high ceiling.
Green Rat says, well, so we can hear you bitch about Pork Chop. I guess it's bedtime. Wasn't taking Pittsburgh's guy they picked.
Hey, I'm happy.
It wasn't about that. My thing is Green Rat, goddamn right, because you were on the fucking channel when I had this fucking blow up of I would have rather had Cooper DeJean. I think he would have been an immediate impact guy, given the fact that we've talked about wanting to allow Jalen Ramsey to travel and do different things with a guy like Cooper DeJean, whether you stick him at cornerback or safety. Maybe you allow again Poyer to play some outside roles, with Jalen Ramsey moving around, but allowing or having a Cooper DeJean back there to hold that shit down with Javon Holland. Bro, we know Poyer's not going to be here longer than a year, and I feel like that gives you an immediate impact guy because he's going to play. And it gives you something down the road where I felt like the Chop Robinson pick is more of a down the road pick. I think that he's going to be good, but I don't think that he's going to be great in his rookie year. I mean, look at Jalen Phillips. As physically talented as Jalen Phillips was, it still took him, a year and like 8 games for him to start fucking coming out of his shell.
Well, same with Greg Russo, our edge rusher.
He still broke the rookie record for us with 8 sacks in his rookie season. So you got to give Jalen Phillips some credit.
Same with Greg Rousseau. I mean, he, it took a couple of years, and he was a first round pick. So yeah, those edge, and there was no like. Listen, man, edge rusher is one of those positions that unless you're Lawrence Taylor, you just don't come out of college and start beating up quarterbacks. It doesn't really happen that way.
I'm going to get out of here. I'm ready to pass out, but I ended up taking a pill for my back, and it kicked in.
All right, you good? Go ahead.
But I wanted to say we got the best name of all the players that came out of this draft.
Pork Chop.
No. We picked up an undrafted free agent today. His name is Storm. His name is Storm Duck.
Wow. Okay.
Storm what?
Duck.
D-U-C-K.
Storm Duck.
Yep, that's his name.
Well,
somebody must be a fucking Oregon fan. His parents.
He played cornerback for Louisville.
So you got a duck, a penguin, and a cheetah on your team. Congratulations! And your name's a dolphin.
We have 5 Jalens now.
Yeah,
that's gonna fucking suck. But hey, you know what? Fuck you, Amicus. Hey, there are some fucking badass ducks out there that'll chase your ass down. They ain't got no fucking fear.
Bro, on the golf course, man, they'll fucking they'll fuck you up, man. You gotta be careful with those golf course ducks.
Hey, y'all have a good night.
All right, good night, Todd. Take it easy, brother. But yeah, man, I was just saying that's funny. I mean, I didn't know that. I know the picks. I haven't popped into the UDFA signings yet. We're going to be breaking down everything Monday, 8:30. As always, we're going to be going more in depth on the draft. This is more about coming out, talking some shit with the boy Amicus, talking about what's going on as far as the AFC East, talking about the Patriots and Drake May, and we're gonna get into your controversy here in a second. Now that we addressed the Chop Robinson situation. Now I'm giving you the floor to give us your fucking interpretation of what was going on. We know that we discussed, last week on the show, Brandon Beane said during the presser at the owners meeting that he was going to be moving up and getting one of these elite wide receivers. And during our draft and during our live reaction, we kept on saying, when in the fuck are the Bills going to move up? When are they going to move up? When are they going to move up? And so give us your opinion, your play-by-play on what happened and how you felt about it.
Well, we had a second round pick from the Diggs trade, right? And we had like 11 picks. So I mean, we in this year's draft. So I mean, we had capital to move up. And if we wanted to, we could have moved up in the top 10 and got a Roma Dunze. There's a lot of people that wanted us to do that. I don't necessarily think that would have been the best move, and we didn't do that. What most Mafia thought is that we would get around pick 15, 16, 17. We would see a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. that was still on the board, and he was, and we would go up and get him because we had the capital to do it. I was waiting for it. It didn't happen. So then I got to thinking, oh, okay, well, maybe they'll come up around 24 or 25, just a few picks, give up like a third or something. Or we didn't have a third at that time, but, give up fourth and a couple of fifths. I don't know, whatever it would take to move up 3 spots in the first round. But and get Adonai Mitchell. But that didn't happen either. Then we start seeing – so I'll get into Adonai Mitchell in a second because the Colts took him, and I'm sure everybody knows the Colts owner went on this epic rant about
fucking cursing and acting a fool.
So before we knew all of that, it started getting leaked a little bit that Adonai Mitchell had the diabetes issue, but also that we knew that a couple of days before. But what we didn't know is that apparently Adonai Mitchell doesn't take care of his body very well when it comes to the diabetes disease. And then he has a bad attitude as well. So all that shit started coming out. And sure enough, I mean, it wasn't just the Bills that passed on him. It was the whole fucking league, including the Colts. So maybe the GM should shut the fuck up because they passed on him too, moved back, and then took him. So don't sit here and make it seem like you wanted Adonai Mitchell. You had him on the board and you fucking traded back. You know what I mean? Like, it's hypocrisy.
But I can understand that point. However, you can also make the counter argument that they were confident in the kid and they knew they could get somebody else that may not be there however many picks later, and them going, well, his reputation has been tarnished, obviously, as the GM said, and the head or the owner. Maybe they knew, bro, we could trade back, get an extra pick. We're going to get our guy anyway. I might as well get the extra pick out.
The kid was projected by many to go first round. And if the attitude was the main reason, somebody was going to take him late second or wherever the fuck they got him, right? So, I mean, he was dropping. He wasn't going to drop forever. He's too big of a talent. So they took a chance there. And it worked out. But don't come out in a press conference and make it seem like, y'all didn't have y'all's concerns either. You fucking passed up on him. And then he fell in your lap. So, shut the fuck up with that, Colts.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Absolutely. But I do listen, again, for those that know what I do, I feel for the player because this is where I don't like the aspect of, look, the teams absolutely need to have medical evaluations. But with the situation of things being leaked about their health, number one, violates HIPAA. Number two, you're using an argument of a pre-existing condition for this dude and his unwillingness, or maybe, again, I've discussed in the college ranks, strength and conditioning coaches, they may have a nutritionist on staff, but when you have 300, 400 fucking players on a team, do you really think these guys are getting individual fucking, nutrition plans and workout plans? No, that there's no way. And so in reality, you're leaking his fucking privileged health information just to try to drive his stock down. I don't agree with that. I think that's fucked. But anyway,
I'm not sure how that works with HIPAA and public records because the teams get all that, right? They get that information. So, I mean, they gotta. There has to be some disclosure. So I'm not sure how that works. But Green Rat, what am I making shit up about? Please, Green Rat, come and grace us with your presence and let me know why I should be happy Michael K isn't here. Cool. What did I make up? Anywho, getting back to the Bills. So we end up staying pat, at that moment, meaning not trading up. And I'm thinking, all right, so we're going to take Adonai. We didn't. We traded back to 32 and we traded with the Chiefs. Now, here's where I want to go on my little rant. All I fucking heard from every fucking Mafia member is that they're pissed off that we traded with the arch rival, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the dumbest fucking narrative, and it really shows the ignorance of a lot of football fans. That makes no sense. Who gives a fuck who we traded with? It doesn't matter. You don't do business that way. You don't take a good deal and say, oh, we're not going to benefit our team so that we can prevent or possibly prevent another team from getting somebody that they're going to get anyways. The Buffalo Bills are not the only fucking team that they made a phone call to. They were going to move up. And furthermore, Xavier Worthy, he was going to be there at 32. So if anything, we fleeced the motherfucking Chiefs. Stop with the bullshit narrative that we helped the Chiefs out. No, we didn't. No, that's not how business works. We fleeced them. Nobody was going to take Worthy. Nobody. He wasn't going to be a first-round pick except by the Chiefs at 32, period. So we fleeced them. So I wanted to get that off my chest. And then from 32, we're thinking, okay, Adonai Mitchell's still there, and we don't take them, and we go back to the first pick of the second round. So then, and I'm okay with that. We got an extra fourth-round pick and a third round in this draft. So that's what we did this year. Like, we got a second for Diggs for next year. We got a fourth for next year. And we got our third round pick for this year that was gone because of the Rasul Douglas trade with Green Bay mid last year, right? So if Bean doesn't have his guy on the board at that spot and he can get a third round pick, knowing his guy's going to be there at 33 in the second round, first pick, then you do it. What he did was wizardry. Bean's a wizard. Kudos to Bean. I mean, stop fucking saying that Bean fucked up. He didn't fuck up. And I'm not talking about y'all. I don't know how y'all feel about it. But I'm talking about Bills Mafia. That's all the fuck they've been talking about. And it's just ignorance, man. I mean, like, fucking use your brain a little bit. Just because you had these guys high on a fucking draft board, because all the bullshit analysts you watch on Fox Sports 1 and ESPN, doesn't mean the real motherfucking, in the trenches GMs and the rest of the league, and evaluators had the same thing. Mel Kiper is not a fucking NFL evaluator. If he was, he'd be doing it. But he's not. He's a fucking shock jock ESPN analyst. And I like Mel Kiper. He's fun. But he's not a fucking evaluator. Not at the NFL level. So you got to trust the process of these teams sometimes. And Bean's one of the best. So the only thing that shocked me is why we only got one wide receiver. Now, the one we took, Keon Coleman, that guy's special. And Josh Allen and the Bills get down to the red zone more than any other team. But guess what we don't do? Surprisingly enough, with a guy like Josh Allen and his legs, we don't score at the rate we should being in the red zone. Keon Coleman solves all of that. The guy goes up and gets it. Diva Diggs, that motherfucker, if you double team Diggs, that's why Cosell, 50-year senior analyst, said Diggs isn't a 1. He's a 2. And he's right, because Diggs, if you lock him up or double team him, he can't get open. And somebody last year made the comment, Diggs is always open. Every wide receiver is open if you give enough time. Josh Allen runs around for 30 fucking seconds. Of course, Diggs is open. But you can't just throw a ball up to Stephon Diggs, and that's the problem. Keon Coleman, you can. So I love the pick.
Okay. Well, that's kind of where I was going to ask you. I agree with everything you said as far as the trade and the reasonings. I do believe that, again, other than, our fucking lovely Colin, Sports with Colin 24/7, he was all on freaking Xavier Worthy's dick. Yeah, the guy's super fucking fast in a 40. But again, that doesn't translate to the NFL always. Again, you're running on air. You're running on a carpet with specially designed fucking cleats. You've been trained to get off of the blocks. You've been trained to extend your stride. But you're not going to do that in an NFL game.
These motherfuckers think he's the next Tyreek Hill just because he's wearing a Chief uniform now. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's the whole idea of, if you mechanically ran the 40 in an NFL game, you're getting your fucking your block knocked off. You're not going to run like that in the NFL. You're not. And, that's on top of the fact you don't have a defender trying to knock you off your route or jam you at the line of scrimmage. You don't have a guy grabbing you on the back hip, tugging on your fucking jersey. You don't have none of that shit in a fucking 40. So it's great to see the athleticism, and that's part of the evaluation.
Yeah.
But when people, like you said, they want to be ignorant and they think that, he's going to fucking run that speed in an NFL game. Number one, he doesn't have pads on and everything else. Like, there's so many other fucking parts to that it's sheer ignorance to think that that's how he's going to play on the field. How many times as Dolphins fans or Buffalo fans where we go, yeah, dude, we drafted this guy. He's athletic as fuck. Yeah, when he's in shorts and fucking a helmet, he looks fucking like a wonder kid. And then the pads come on and they look like dog shit.
Yeah, so real quick, getting back to Keon Coleman, what a lot of people don't realize is in the gauntlet drill, you know what the gauntlet drill is, right? When they like run across the field, like sideline to sideline, and they're just throwing rapid passes, left and right, and you're running as fast as you can across the field with all these balls coming at you. Anyhow, he ran the fastest gauntlet time. Now, everybody downed Keon Coleman because of the 4.6, right? That's what he did at the combine. In his pro day, he ran 4.5, a second faster. Okay, I mean, that's a big fucking difference, right? And then in the gauntlet, he ran the fastest time out of any wide receiver. Now, hold on. We got the fastest guy in the world, Worthy. Why didn't Worthy fucking run like that in the gauntlet? I'll tell you why. The same reason you just fucking mentioned without saying it. Because he didn't have a fucking football being thrown at him. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have a football thrown at him. So there's a different type of animal and speed when you're running, tracking a football versus in your shorts, just a 40-yard dash, right? Keon Coleman was the fastest wide receiver in the gauntlet drill, which is really impressive because that's what you want. You want, when you cut across the field, you can run at full speed and still have Allen put that fucking ball on you. Bro, that's what's up. And that's why we took Keon Coleman. I'm telling you, man, this is a good pick.
Okay, and I like it. And that's kind of where I was getting at is you did have Mitchell there. You still had other, again, you've already admitted you were dead set on replacing Diggs with that first pick.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit different. I mean, I guess in your guys' situation, you were more concerned about which wide receiver you were going to take.
Well, I don't necessarily think we replaced Diggs with that pick. I think there's a telltale sign here, at least I hope there is, that we only took one wide receiver. Now, why did we only take one wide receiver? We haven't even filled out the roster yet in the wide receiver room. We had 11 fucking picks. You could have, we were trading back when fucking Troy Franklin was still on the fucking board. I'll tell you why. Because I think they accumulated all those picks for next year. We got the second, we got the fourth. I think they're going to make a run at Brandon Ayuk. And Brandon Ayuk is going to replace Diggs. And Coleman replaced Gabe Davis. And that is a huge upgrade. So if we get Ayuk, who's better than Diggs, and Coleman to replace, there's no competition there, Gabe Davis, bro, our team, all of a sudden, people are talking about taking a step back. How about 5 fucking steps forward?
I think it's a bit of a stretch to say Ayuk is better than Diggs, but I digress. I won't get into that.
Ayuk's a number one, a real number one. Diggs is not.
Spidey in the building. What is going on, Spidey Jet? You're on mute. You came off, and I don't know if
What was that? Spider who? Spider who?
Spidey Jet. What's going on, Spidey Jet?
I don't know. I just heard some capping right now.
Oh, by the way, Green Rat, I apologize. You were talking to CT. I didn't know. I thought you were talking to me because you mentioned Michael Caine. He's a Bills fan. I digress.
No, but it's
so we got
funny,
some
but
delusional. Hey, we got.
Hold on, real quick, Irvin. Green Rat, please tell me what I made up, bro. Irvin has been here too. I'm fucking bullshit ammo for a new QB. Oh, I don't know. Fuck. Anyway, I don't know what he's saying that I was making shit up about, but I really don't fucking care. That guy's not a second faster. It's a tenth. Oh yeah, you said 6 to a 4.5, and
Green
no, it's
Rat,
not.
Get your fucking ass up here, bro.
He won't come up here.
Stop hiding in the chat. You bitch ass Jets fan.
Because this is what he said to me earlier when I said, you remember, Irvin, I told you that I wasn't sold on the Robinson pick. I get it strategically. But again, I would much rather Cooper DeJean in that because we know that Ramsey wants to travel. If Poyer can play outside, Ramsey will play a deep set and Poyer can come up close to play the underneath as the cornerback. You can have guys like Cooper DeJean come in and have a guy like Poyer or Javon Holland play a tight end or bracket a tight end. It allows you, the ability for these guys to play multiple positions. And it would be an immediate impact versus, again, we discussed, I believe, Chop Robinson. Yes, he's athletically gifted and all that. But just like Jalen Phillips, Jalen Phillips flashed here and there in his first year. But he really, it took him 6 or 7 games this year before he really started turning it on. And if we're going to fucking end up doing that all over again, I would have rather took Cooper DeJean because we know Poyer's gone next year.
Yeah.
I
agree with you, CT. I think you made great points about Cooper DeJean. But real quick to Green Rat, did I? If I said a second, I do. Real quick, if I said a second, from the 5-4 or the 5-5, 4-6,
I was just
4-5.
giving you shit, Amicus.
No, but if I did, I digress. I apologize. You're right. I meant a tenth, but a tenth at that level is a huge gap. Is what I'm.
Yes, it is. It's just when you said second, I about fell out of fucking bed.
Fair enough. Yeah,
that's not saying much with your old ass. I mean, the fucking old people are always afraid of falling. Anyway, I love you.
My bed's like I think like 20 inches off the floor because my old ass fucking I gotta be almost standing when I get out of bed.
Hey, but CT, real quick, back to that Cooper DeJean. I agree with you 100% because look who we took in the second round. We haven't got there yet, but we took Cole Bishop, right, out of Utah as a safety. And we got rid of Poyer. And we got Taylor Rapp and the Edwards kid or whatever out of the Chiefs. But we took Cole Bishop with the second pick because that bro, we got to replace that. And you're taking on our like trash that we let go of, and he's not going to last, man. Poyer is toast. So I'm surprised y'all didn't go safety as well.
No, what I thought you guys would take.
We actually
Cooper.
took a safety. His name is Patrick McMorris out of California.
I'm talking about a good one. I'm talking about a good one, Spidey.
We're gonna get Spidey. We're going through all the picks, and we're gonna talk a little bit about the UDFAs. We haven't gotten there yet. We've been trying to go through the chronological we talked about, and maybe we'll do a quick recap with you boys on the panel real quick. We discussed how we felt about Drake May to the Patriots. Irvin, how do you feel about that?
I mean, I like Drake May. He's got good arm talent. He's got good athleticism, good pocket presence. My thing is that I watched him at, as a UM fan, I watched him at North Carolina, pretty solid. He kicked our ass a lot when we faced him. It was like 40-21. He did kind of fall off a little bit in the second half. Now, albeit he didn't play against great competition in the ACC, as compared to a guy like Jaden Daniels, who's kind of like they're kind of like on the same plane, right? Obviously, I would let Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy. He played against SEC defenses, more NFL talent, more NFL caliber talent, as opposed to Drake May, who played more against ACC defenses. So there's not great NFL talent there. So, but he did kind of fall off in the second half of the season, and he had his issues in terms of with timing routes, throwing he has trouble with touch and accuracy in the short and intermediate parts of the field, especially over the middle of the field. Those are things that he needs to work on. But other than that, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He has a lot of physical tools that you would like in a franchise guy.
So do the Patriots scare you this year?
No, not this year. No, not this year. Hey, can I comment on that really quick?
Drake May. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Amicus.
I just want to say I forget, it might have been Greg Cosell, but I heard a very intelligent analyst in the past 2 days say something that I never really thought about, but it makes sense. And you reminded me of it, Spidey, when you were giving that evaluation of Drake May. He is in a weaker conference. He does play for North Carolina. Look who Aaron Rodgers played for, right? Look who a lot of look who Patrick Mahomes played for. Look who Josh Allen played for. And the point I'm trying to make is what this analyst said is he said, sometimes when you evaluate these guys, you automatically think, oh, they're SEC, right? And they're going against the best competition. So we want those guys because they're playing against a better competition. But you also have to look at the flip side of that. Those guys are playing against the best competition, but they're being coached up by the best coaches as well. Think about Alabama and Nick Saban, right? Nick Saban is getting the full potential of his players based on his staff. You understand? And so a lot of these guys hit their fucking ceiling while they're in college, which is why it doesn't translate to the NFL. And when you get these other guys that have just as good of stats, but they're in lower schools, lower conferences and whatnot, they've never hit their ceiling because they don't have the coaching to hit their ceiling. And when they get into the NFL, they're opened up to a brand new world. So you're seeing all that athletic ability get matched with the intellect of NFL coaches, and they fucking shine.
And that's to a degree, though, because I also stated earlier, I mean,
Joe Burrow doesn't fit that mold because he came from SEC, he played against great defenses, and he's a stud.
No.
It's not everybody. I'm just saying there's merit to that for sure.
Yeah, but what I was saying, though, is to a degree, absolutely, I agree with that. But there's also the standard deviation of, like I said, you got 300-400 guys on a football team in college where you got maybe 2, 3, or 4 strength and conditioning staff members. They can't personalize a program for 400 fucking dudes. That's just not possible. Just the same way nutritionally, in the NFL, these guys, there's what? At the end with 53-man rosters and what? I think it's 14 practice squad. So you're talking about 70 guys, and they probably have 40 fucking strength and conditioning staff members. They probably got fucking 10 fucking nutritionists. All of these guys going from college to the NFL where there's much more individualized care as far as strength, conditioning, nutrition, healing ability, taking care of your body, all of these things that these guys don't really do in college because, and it's not a maturity, for some people it is a maturity thing, but it's a lack of access to quality staff members, like you said. So I can agree, but at the same time, that's an across the board thing now. Because even if you go to Alabama, you got great coaches, you got great nutrition, whatever. It's not the same thing as going to the NFL where you have a shitload less guys for them to have to focus on, and you get a lot more individualized help. So, Green Rat, what do you think about the Drake May situation out there in New England?
I don't give a flying fuck.
There you go.
I don't watch college football, so I can't tell you if he's any good or not. So
You were an Iowa fan.
No, Green Rat, they say he's the next Josh Allen, which is complete bullshit. He's good, but man, why do they don't compare people? Like, don't compare Caleb Williams to Mahomes. Don't compare Drake May to Josh Allen. Just don't do it.
well, see, they're talking traits of stuff is what they're comparing. They're not comparing Josh Allen's at year 5 or whatever it is now.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I when I saw him play against my college team, he's good. He's got traits that I like. He's smart. He's cerebral. He's
well. Then he is not Josh Allen. Then
if he could fix the accuracy.
Oh shit!
Allen scored one of the highest Wonderlic scorers of all time. What the fuck are you talking about?
We're gonna go back to the fucking
smart
Wonderlic.
is different than being smart.
If he can fix his footwork and his accuracy issues, it's gonna be good. That's all I was gonna say about Drake, man.
Hey, good job, Irvin. Just fucking
good job, Irvin. Fucking causing problems against Spidey. You mentioned the fucking injuries and shit. You get fucking CT on some fucking diatribe about fucking health and everything that we got to listen to for 2 fucking hours. You mentioned copyright infringement, and we got to deal with that bullshit. And now you mentioned the fucking Wonderlic.
Oh shit.
Yep. But he did a good transition to taking it back to football, so we're gonna keep it there. So Green Rat is like us. We're not. Nobody seems to fill you guys in. Amicus, he said, "Look, man, he's a good player, but I'm not worried about him the next 2 years. Maybe 3 years from now, maybe they can make something of him. Great." Yeah. But I'm not worried about the Patriots either.
Yeah, me neither. They don't even have. They got Jalen Polk, but they need way more than that.
Oh, and they got Javon Baker.
Well, if the Patriots are going to be good this year, you better go to Vegas and put some cash on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won't be good this year, but I'm saying when Josh Allen leaves the Bills in 2028 and goes to play for the 49ers, and Tua is like back in Hawaii doing hula dances, and Aaron Rodgers is an old man's home, it might be Drake May. It might be Drake May.
That could be Amicus. You could be right. After Tua has his 2 Super Bowls. I mean,
damn,
that could happen.
Hey, unlike fucking Josh Allen's inability to win one, that would be fucking hilarious if Tua wins 2 in a row and then he retires to back to the Hawaiian Islands while Josh Allen is still chasing any semblance of a real fucking career.
Why don't you start by winning a fucking playoff game and not blaming the fucking snowstorm? Yeah.
Hey,
I'm not talking to the Bills fan anymore tonight because he hung up on me the other night when the fucking Lakers got beat.
No. That was my phone. That was an accident.
Was it the phone?
Yeah.
It's just like you were gone, and I'm like, and then I woke up in the morning and I looked at the score.
No, bro. I was pissed because we were having a good conversation, and I'm like, fuck, because I didn't have the link. I couldn't get back on. So yeah, that sucked, man.
But hey, no, it was the phone. It was when Amicus threw the fucking phone across the fucking room when he realized the fucking Lakers.
That's what I thought in the morning when I looked at the score. I'm like, oh, I understand why he left.
Yeah, please don't get me on the Lakers. This is a Dolphins.
I think they won tonight, though.
But yeah, that's great. They didn't get swept, but they're still fucked.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the Lightning avoided getting swept tonight, and Colin wanted to talk shit, and I'm like, bro, you're getting waxed by a fucking Panthers team. So anyway,
he's gonna start talking shit because the Magic just tied up the series versus the Cavaliers. So he's going.
They're playing the fucking.
They're playing the Cavaliers.
Like anywhere close to
exactly. He gets so worked up, bro. It's like it took you going, and I told him this earlier today because he did try to call me and talk shit, and I was like, bro, you won at home against a shitty team, and it took you amazing performances to win at home to beat a shitty fucking team on the fuck. Bro, you got to go on the road. You got to go on the road, and I'm telling you, Cleveland's going to fucking end them. They're going to win game 3. They're going to go back to fucking Orlando, and they're going to win fucking game 5, and we're going to hear Colin crying like a bitch. And then on Monday night, when the Panthers complete their fucking domination of the Lightning on Monday night, he'll go, oh man, well, it just wasn't our year, even though he wanted to talk all that shit. But anyway, let's get back onto the football. The next one we talked about, Green Rat and Spidey, he was discussing how he felt about the dropping back of the Bills from 28 to 32 and then 32 to 33, and then picking Coleman, who was not necessarily the top ranked wide receiver left, and we kind of got his viewpoint on that. You want to summarize that for him real quick, Amicus?
Yeah. I'm curious to hear what their thoughts are too about because I don't think Green Rat may have heard my rant, so he might have an advantage. But I don't think
heard all of it.
Yeah, Spidey didn't hear the rant about my opinion of the trading with the Chiefs. So I am curious to hear from both of you your opinion of the Bills trading with the arch rival Chiefs, giving them Worthy and us moving back to 32nd and then trading back again into the second round and taking Coleman when there were a couple of other guys we could have taken. What do you think of that?
I said draft night that when you traded with Carolina, to me that was wise. That trade there.
Yeah.
The Chiefs trade.
You heard my rant. You heard my argument.
I know. I understand what you're saying and stuff, but I can see it kind of both ways. So.
I get the optics of it, but it's just fandom optics. It doesn't really mean anything.
It all depends on the receivers. If you thought there was 3 receivers you would take, and you really didn't have a better grade on the 3, then I think it was the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, being wanted Worthy, he would have taken Worthy. So clearly, Worthy was not on our board.
That's
okay, and that's fine. But let me say this to dispute one point with you real quick, Amicus. I understand the opinion of fan optics, but you did hear the audio, and they provided a text message, an ESPN insider, when another AFC, and it's reported that it's the Baltimore general manager, when you guys traded that pick with Kansas City and they picked Worthy, the GM texted and did an audio text with other fucking AFC East or AFC GMs and wrote and said, fuck me.
Okay.
So they understand you're getting, they're getting a weapon that's fine. But I agree with you. I think that Worthy would have been there either way, other than Colin, who was sucking his dick. Nobody was going to take Worthy.
Exactly. And here's the thing. We got our 3rd round pick back. Like, fuck the Chiefs. We got to work for the Bills. And we got our 3rd round pick back. I mean, everything Bean did. Do you know that Bean took a positional player with every fucking pick? We didn't double up on any position. He went down the fucking list. I mean, it was a brilliant draft in hindsight. It's just these fucking fair-weather fans, man. They get in their fucking feelings and their optics about rivalries and everything. Like, even Joy Taylor on Fox Sports 1 today. Like, you just can't do it. You can't do it. You're like, you don't ever trade with a fucking... Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean you don't ever trade with a rival? Who gives a fuck? If you got a good deal, you take the good deal because you're building your business.
Yeah, the argument can be said it was stupid of Kansas City to trade Tyreek Hill to Miami.
Right.
They're fucking conference rivals.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, right.
But again, the Dolphins gave up enough compensation that they felt comfortable with it.
Yeah, the Chiefs gave up a 3rd round pick to get a guy that they would have already gotten. They would have already gotten him. Like you said, nobody was taking Worthy. So yeah, they got fleeced in my opinion. Beans should be they should build a statue of that fucking guy in Buffalo and not tear him down. Fucking dumb fucking motherfuckers.
Oh shit. I don't know if I get blamed for letting fucking Amicus go on the tirade. I didn't mean to, bring up all the fucking bad blood over there on the fucking Bills on Bills crime. But yeah, I mean, so now that we got out of that 1st round, obviously you guys go in the 2nd round. We talked about Coleman. Now, kind of let us know the rest of your picks and how you feel about them.
Yeah, so in the 2nd round, another shocker to me, but I mean, I'm not like, these evaluators, they go to all these games and they do the 30-30. They talk to all these guys. They know way more than any of us will ever know. They've forgotten more than we'll ever know in football, right? And that's what we have to understand when we're like watching these drafts. We're fans, and it's cool and fun to be like, oh man, I wish we would have got that guy and that guy. But we don't know fucking 1/10 of anything in comparison to these fucking GMs and these evaluators. So when they decided to take Cole Bishop, it didn't make sense to me because we got Taylor Rapp and Edwards from the Chiefs, right? And I just thought we were going to go like another wide receiver because Troy Franklin was still there. Javon Baker, like we could have moved up and got some of these guys. Troy Franklin was still there. He was sitting there. But we took Cole Bishop. Now, after the fact, when I heard Bean talk about why he took him, it made sense. Dalton Kincaid, who is a beast of a tight end, as y'all know, phenomenal rookie year, right? He called Bean and told him, bro, this kid.
My bad, Irvin.
This kid is super smart, Cole Bishop, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he got the best of me in practice. So, and because Cole Bishop told Bean, like, yeah, because Bean asked him during the 30-30, like, who won most of the time again when you were guarding Kincaid, and Bishop told him, yeah, I got Kincaid most of the time. And so Bean was like thinking he was just blowing smoke up his ass. He called Kincaid and asked him. Bishop says he got you most of the time. And Kincaid acknowledged it and said, yeah, he did. And that solidified the pick because the kid's special. So I get it now. And he's going to be the future. He won't start, I don't think, because playing that position is very difficult and he'll learn. But year 2, he most likely will be starting. But we will use him a lot in certain packages. So great pick. Great pick.
There you go. All right. So we did talk when Todd came on. We did get into a little bit of Patrick Paul, but with Green Rat and Spidey Jet in the building, we definitely got to get their opinions. I made mine clear.
Can I say something to Amicus real quick before you get going?
Jet for you. Okay.
The problem is you can't listen to your coach or a GM tell you why they picked it. you can't listen to that shit.
No,
you have to stay with pure whatever. There's no logic in why they take any players.
Oh,
that's the rule.
I gotcha.
Because I'm trying to explain shit to CT by what our coaches say, but he won't accept it. So no.
No, listen, I thought you were being serious for a second. I do love the sarcasm, but I do think that they do blow smoke sometimes, and they're not going to tell the whole truth. But a story like that about talking to Kincaid about who got the best of who in practice, that, that's legit, right? And I think it shows the importance of why they saw what they saw in Cole Bishop.
Now, yeah, and that's what I was gonna. Well, on top of that, I don't want to go too far backward, but that point does bring me to, you talk about blowing smoke up people's asses. Brandon Beane came out there in the owners' meetings and said he was going to trade up to get a fucking wide receiver.
But who? Which one, CT? It might have been Brian Thomas Jr., but if nobody takes your offer, what do you do?
No. I understand that you're not letting me finish, but what I'm saying is what if that was all fucking bullshit? What if that was smoke and mirrors?
Gotcha.
What if their plan was never to fucking trade up?
Right.
Well, that's what the center for us. I think that was all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, JPP or whatever his name was. Yeah, I agree because it's kind of like, it seems like the way you guys traded back, that Bean had a plan.
Yeah.
And if he was gonna take this Coleman guy anyway, he's like, bro, if nobody's going to take him, I might as well keep trading back and get more picks.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think that just because we looked at Adonai Mitchell is special, apparently he didn't, and the concerns bothered a lot of teams, not just Bean, but the whole fucking league.
Yeah, but I touched on that. But I did touch on that. I don't agree with the fucking sharing. Look, yes, they released their medical information to the teams for their evaluation. The issue comes in when the teams start sharing that private health information with the public.
Okay, fair enough. But real quick, fair enough. But what I was going to say is that these GMs, they have their board, right? And Bean probably only had a first round grade. I'm guessing now. He didn't say this, but I'm guessing he only had a first round grade on the 4 top wide receivers: Odunze, Marvin Harrison, Neighbors, and Brian Thomas Jr. That's it. And he wasn't going to give up all of his future for Brian Thomas Jr. in the top 15, right? So, and maybe he tried and they shot his offer down. But when it got past Brian Thomas Jr., my guess is he didn't have a wide receiver as a first round grade, and he's not going to reach. I know you don't get the 5th-year option, but you also don't have to pay the premium per year on that first round draft pick either. So he was going to move back, like you said, and he got his guy that he wanted for the grade and value that it was at.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. We don't know. It could have been smoke and mirrors talking about moving up, but reality, look, this is the guy I graded. This is the guy I want. Whatever, if it is the Mitchell's inability to nutritionally take care of himself with the diabetes, or whatever his case may be, whether it was the attitude, and there were a lot of reports that came out, but for him to drop all the way out of the first round was absolute shock. And I thought, at least in my opinion, when you guys traded back to 33, I thought you were taking his ass for sure.
Yeah, me too.
But anyway, all right. So let me ask the boys. I talked about Patrick Paul. We've read his scouting report. You guys have been on the show when we covered him, so I'm not going to rehash all that. How do you feel overall, Spidey Jet, with the naked bitch on your Avi? How do you feel about the Patrick Paul pick?
Oh, you got the black tape going on. Yeah, there you go, Spidey.
Yeah, now they're both over here fucking going back and forth. I don't even know who's who anymore because Green Rat is a Green Rat. He asked for Spidey to fucking text him that. And then now Green Jet over here is fucking putting black tape up. I don't even know who's the fuck
No,
who
green.
anymore.
The real Green Rat is the naked chick.
All right, yeah. There you go. All right, now it's been settled. All right,
biggest Jets rat in America, baby. Biggest Jets rat in America.
There you go. We're back to normal.
All right, there we go. I don't give a fuck.
Amicus knows that's Chrissy Hemme.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I'm a happily married man, and I do not know that that's Chrissy Hemme.
Yes, he does. Don't fucking let him lie. He's fucking plausible deniability. But let's get back on topic. Green
the huge
Rat.
Tackle and stuff.
Yeah. Peter or Patrick Paul. Yeah.
I believe it's a pretty decent pick. If his weakness is the run game and stuff, since I hate the fucking run game,
he said, "I don't give a fuck."
He's the perfect player for me. I think that the run game's something that they could coach him up on. So I think it's good backup. I mean, he'll be able to kind of sit behind Armstead, and
but he can't because Lamb's sitting behind Armstead.
Well, they're all going to learn the positions. I mean,
I agree, but
I don't think he's going to start anywhere. Well, maybe they'll put him in at guard.
I would like the possibility. You heard my evaluation on it. I kind of like that idea. Yeah, you can make the argument that he can't get pad level as low as other guys, but if you understand fulcrums and physics, he has the ability using that length to create further momentum that can offset his inability to get at a good pad level because of his size and the fact that he's 330. The dude, you know what I mean? Like it's not like he's a fucking block of Swiss cheese. This dude, he's not fat either. So let me bring up his picture for those who haven't seen. So
he's got skinny ankles. Yeah,
dude, this dude is fucking 6'7" and 330 pounds.
Yeah. See, that's an issue.
Why?
Because we got a small fucking quarterback.
Oh my God. See, right there. Right fucking there. I told Colin when I talked to Colin earlier, we're going to have one of these dumb fucking stupid ass Dolphins fans go, but he's 6'7". Tua's not going to be able to say that.
He's a Jets fan. It's okay for him to say that he's a Jets fan, remember?
Oh, that's right. Okay, sorry. We had a Jets fan say he's 6'7", and Tua's not going to be able to see over him. I knew that fucking shit was going to come out, and Green Rat got to start me on it. See,
Green Rat's not a real Dolphins fan?
Starting controversy.
He's the biggest Jets fan that's a rat in America.
Well, what Green Rat is like? Dolphins your second favorite team or something?
Hey, you got to be a fucking rat if you're a fucking New York fan. We all know New York got them fucking super rats.
Yep. They're the size of raccoons. They live in the sewers and the subway stations. Yeah.
I didn't think you were a Jets fan, dude. Where the fuck? When did this happen?
It's been all his life, man.
That's why.
He lost his Dolphins card. That's what happened.
Whatever. I'm the only one that can issue Dolphins card, and
remember because he lives in Iowa.
Had yours pulled.
Hey, he lives in Iowa. That's where all the fucking people who falsify documents live.
Oh shit!
They're just jealous that I'm a true Dolphin fan, and they're just kind of casual.
You're jealous that I'm a Dolphins fan. And that I don't just give a fuck willy-nilly what they draft. I have emotions, and I'm invested in this team. I can enjoy the fucking games, but just like any other fucking human being, yeah, I get upset. Is it the end-all, be-all Is it going to ruin my fucking life or ruin my week? No. But when
it
you
sure seems like it does.
No,
I'm
it doesn't.
not gonna lie. Normally, I think CT's takes are fucking dumb as fuck. But tonight, you're pretty spot on, bro. I agree with everything you've said thus far, I think.
My thing is I think that, and we talked about this backstage last night, Green Rat. Like, I'm a realistic optimist. I want to support players. There are very select few that I call out for just being trash. But I generally try to say, even with the Chop Robinson pick, even with the Patrick Paul pick, like, look, I may not have drafted that, but I'm not against it. I understand the strategy of Chop. I understand the physical traits that Patrick Paul possesses. I understand the picks. Does that mean that I'm totally happy with them? No, but that's a fandom thing. Now, at the same time, like when the Dolphins drafted Deion Jordan, I was fucking excited until the motherfucker wouldn't stop smoking weed and couldn't fucking play for us. So,
hey, CT, you can like these picks. You don't have to love them. It's okay. I mean, I like,
and that's my whole point. That's my whole point is you can't call me not a Dolphins fan. Or when
I never called you that.
Argue with me backstage with you, Irvin, because you were back there too. When he told me I'm far from a realistic optimist. No, I'm not. I am a realistic optimist.
I never said that. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's me. That's all me.
No,
that's what I say, and I'll stand on that fucking hill.
Okay, and you stand on that hill. But my whole point is just because I have a select group of players that I do not fucking think fit or play well, should you not call out the team? Even you get upset because it's your personality and the whole Noah thing and your humor. But again, we can all agree Noah underperformed. And so if I'm the one that calls him out and saying, look, we've tried to develop the guy, it's not working, it's time to move the fuck on. Just like if Tua takes a large step back and there is no fucking moving forward with him, bye fucking Tua. The whole point is I'm still a fan of the team first. But I can dislike certain players for playing like shit. And I can also say that sometimes Greer picks stupid fucking picks and he signs fucking veterans to stupid contracts. That's not me not being optimistic. That's me being the realist.
You done?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, to me, you how do I say it? You overanalyze everything way more than you need to.
Oh, damn!
I mean, sometimes you just got to take it for what it is. Because we come across at times like we know, and even me, maybe at times too, that we know way more than what they know. And I think Amicus said it best, that they're forgetting more shit than we'll ever know.
Exactly. Yep.
So,
and I agree with that.
To come out, hey, whoa. To come out and start saying, like on Pork Chop, that it was a dumb pick, it was a stupid pick, and there's all this talent left on the board. Well, they didn't think that the other talent was better. That's what they thought. So,
and that's what I just said in my rant is I can agree with that. I know that, again, I have my knowledge, but again, just like Amicus said, bro, not only do they have access to medical records, interviews, and all this stuff, they have security teams that do background checks on them. They have way information than we will ever have. And that's fine. All I was saying is I think that, again, I never said the Chop Robinson pick was stupid. I said it confused me and I was shocked.
No, there was times where you were going off pretty hard about it.
Yeah, I felt like, again, because I'm not gonna lie, bro, you sold me on Cooper DeJean, and I brought this up on the show the other night. The fact that we want him, and you did too, when we talked about the possibility of drafting another corner when those two corners were left on the board. Like, I get the idea. You draft the Cooper DeJean, you have the ability to move Ramsey around. It's more of an immediate thing. Now, again, I understand being a young guy.
Well, see, that's exactly why the pick of Pork Chop should be right up the same alley, because it's all the same stuff. No Jalen Phillips, no Bradley Chubb, no Van Ginkel. We doubled down in the frickin' draft on edge rushers. I think that's a sign that I don't think the other guys are going to be ready at the beginning of the season. I don't think both of them are going to be ready. And if they are, it's pitch counts.
Exactly. And I've been saying that for months.
So that makes more sense.
It does to me. And that's why I said I understood the strategic value of the pick. It was, again, but it's inarguable that there were other more immediate talent players that could have helped this team more immediately. But I understand, given the circumstances and thinking about the long term, and that's why I said the second day when we came on, I said, look, I was really upset. I wasn't upset. I was really shocked and confused. I said, but the more I think about it, I understand the strategy, and I like the pick. And we discussed it backstage last night. The guy has the ability to be a starter and or slightly above average starter right out the gate at his floor.
I think there's another, real quick, if you don't mind, CT, I think there's another element to this too that sometimes gets lost with fans. And that's the fact that, a lot of these teams and GMs and owners and coaches, they don't think the way we think. They don't think like, oh, we lost that playoff game to the Chiefs because we're missing this piece, and we can get that in the draft, and all of a sudden we're a better team. I think a lot of times they look at it as just an execution issue. Like, we would have won that game if we would have executed. If Josh Allen would have hit Diggs, we win the game. If our kicker would have made the field goal, we would have won the game.
I agree.
If Allen would have hit, thrown that pass in a touchdown, we would have beat the Chiefs. And so these coaches don't think that way. They think like, we didn't execute properly with what we have, and if we go in the next season with the same people and just execute the way we know to execute, we'll fucking win a Super Bowl. So they don't look at Chop Robinson as the missing. They don't look at that pick as a pick that's going to get you over the hump. They look at, you need to execute better to get over the hump.
Well, it kind of brings back the whole point of saying the offensive guard tackle that Pittsburgh got. By listening to McDaniel and Greer, they pretty much said that they weren't going to go with a guard or a tackle or an lineman in the first round. Their plan was to go defense.
Yeah, and I clearly wanted to go to something that would set them up in the future.
But hold on real quick, and I get that argument, but that's the counter argument to that is, I get it. Okay, they didn't feel like after the Fontenot was drafted before us, one pick before us, that there wasn't anybody else worth a first-round grade for them. But obviously, they found offensive line a concern, even though the report said that you guys had said about the presser was they're not as worried about O-line as fans are. Well, that's bullshit, because if that's your narrative, why did you turn right around and draft an offensive tackle?
Because that wasn't the impact player that they wanted to put on the team.
Right.
And they also said that they're after the draft, they will have the ability to go sign a couple of free agents to fill the offensive line need.
Oh,
They picked who they wanted at 21.
Yeah, and meaning CT, as far as offensive tackle, if they didn't have a first, they got to pay these motherfuckers premium prices. This is the whole reason we think the Falcons fucked up with Penix, because you got to pay this son of a bitch the eighth pick money for a guy that's going to sit on a bench at least 2 years. It makes no sense,
Well, to the point that if Cousin does get injured, then you're going to be...
But that's what ifs. You can't go on what ifs with the eighth pick. But here's the thing, is to Greenrad's point, if they look at their board and it's all about value, this is a business. These GMs, general managers, run a business, and businesses are all about dollar signs, right? So if they don't see the value at pick 21 with offensive tackles that were left on the board versus what the rest of their team looks like in the future of those, with Bradley Chubb and a contract or a Jalen Phillips injury or whatever, then they're gonna make. That's how they evaluate everything, man. So I mean, it makes sense. The Chart Robinson actually makes sense when you think of it in those optics.
Trust me, I wanted Cooper DeJean, and I would have swore that the Bills were going to take him because they lost Poyer. I thought that was the perfect replacement for him, but they didn't. I mean, I made a great argument about getting Cooper here. Holland wants to fucking reset the market. He's coming back off of 2 bad fucking knees. Might not be the same player. I mean, shit. I thought that made sense, but
yeah, and I know as a Bills fan that if the value wasn't right at pick 28, let me give you an example. We may have taken Cooper DeJean if they didn't trade back. You know what I mean? Because they weren't going to take Keon Coleman at 28. Because Bean didn't have Keon Coleman with a first-round grade. Because if he did, he would have taken him. Right? But he didn't. Yeah, these guys don't know what the other team's going to pick. Bean even talked about it at the press conference. He's like, people think that when they call and offer trades, we're like, okay, but who are you going to pick? Like, don't pick this guy. I'll trade with him. You don't pick. They're like, nobody tells you. They just say, hey, here's the offer. You want it or not?
Exactly, and that was something that we brought up on last night's show, and that was asked by Green Rat. And when I Googled it, they said absolutely no. They do not say shit about who they're drafting.
Right. So my point is, if Bean thought that Coleman was a first-round grade and one of them really bad, he wouldn't have traded. He would have taken him at 28. So these guys put a lot of stock in their board and where the value is. You know why? Because value equals money, and it's a business.
I could agree with that. All right, you guys had a lot more picks than we did. Can you go through your third rounders? We didn't have a third rounder, but go through your third rounders. Give us a quick synopsis, and we'll go from there.
Dwayne, another shocker to me as a fan, because I was thinking wide receiver. We lost Gabe and Steph, right? So you have to get 2 wide receivers, but we didn't. We only took 1 the first round, and that's it. So the second round we know was Cole Bishop, safety, makes sense. Third was defensive tackle Dwayne Carter out of Duke. And you'll see a trend, man. These guys that the Bills like, we got rid of Poyer. Hyde's not coming back. What's his name is gone. Tre'Davious White.
I didn't know Micah Hyde left.
Yeah, Micah. Now there's a chance he might re-sign. We don't know, but
that's why I was gonna say you'd have 3 Hawkeyes on the team.
Yeah,
if you would have taken Cooper, Espinoza, and Micah Hyde.
Yeah, true. We lost Steph Diggs, so all those guys I just mentioned, guess what they were? They were captains. So when you lose a lot of leadership like that, then you can see in this draft, especially as a Bills fan, or at least you should if you know your team, we went with high character, We didn't get AD Mitchell. We went high character captains on their teams, people that fit the Buffalo Bills mold with Sean McDermott as the head coach, which is all about versatility and character, man. That's just how we roll. And Dwayne Carter is no exception. He's a smart, and they love intelligence. He's a smart guy with great character, and he has the upside.
Look at me kicking CT's ass there.
Damn.
I had to bring it up for Green Rat. Yo, Big Philly in the building. Get your ass up here. I done fucking texted you the link, ho. So get your ass up here. But
yeah, I'm sure Big Philly's got some shit to say.
Oh yeah. I know that you had 2 third-round picks, correct? Or was it 1?
No, just 1, and we got it by fleecing the Chiefs.
All right, so let's go to round 4. Who did you guys pick up in round 4?
Round 4, that was the. Now look, I'm getting really excited about this guy.
Amicus, real quick. Yeah. My bad. The fact that Big Philly's fucking old ass is in the bed before fucking Green Rat's old ass is sad. Mm-hmm. But anyway, go ahead, Amicus. My bad.
Round 4 was interesting, man, because this is a pick that really, really excites me. Again, I didn't necessarily understand it, but I'm not the evaluators of the Buffalo Bills. And hindsight's 2020, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. Almost every single one of these picks, none of them were like, hell yeah, right at first. I think every single one of them, all 10 of them, I was like, what the fuck? And then in hindsight, after looking at it, researching it, watching their highlight reel, listening to the press conference, you put all the pieces of the puzzle together to say, damn, that's why you're a fucking GM and I'm a fan, right? And so again, with the 4th round pick, we got Ray Davis, running back out of Kentucky. And bro, have y'all seen this cat's tape?
Nah.
Y'all should, man. This dude is like, this was a great fucking pick, and he will play immediately. He will be opposite James Cook in the backfield day 1, guaranteed.
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go on to ours. For those who don't know, so just easier to throw up the thing. We got Jalen Wright, running back from Tennessee. We traded our 2025 3rd-round pick for him, and I love this pick, and I love this pick for a couple reasons. One, he was the 2nd fastest running back that performed at the combine. However, yes, he did drop down the rankings after pro days and individual workouts. However, again, still fucking impressive. And his tape shows that he's absolutely explosive and dynamic. He's literally the same thing as Devon Achane, that he's quick, shifty, and oh my God, if you give him a lane, he's fucking gone. Now,
well, hey, CT, real quick, is there, because this is 4th round, right? And you sound excited about him the same way I'm excited about Ray Davis. Is there any way that we could like look at both of them, like a couple of plays from both of them, or do we not have that ability?
Oh shit, my bad. Big Philly said, I'm heavily medicated. I'm not trying to be like Michael or Alex snoring on channels.
Yeah, he's heavily medicated, all right, from the wacky tobacco. That's the only fucking medication he's on.
But yeah, I am excited about this pick, and here's why. Yes, he does have the same traits as an Achane. But the one difference is he's much heavier, and we read through, when we drafted him, we read through his evaluation. He always falls forward. He's great at balance after contact. He has elite ability in the passing game, that he is actually has great hands for a running back. And he doesn't, like you talked about earlier with the Coleman thing about the gauntlet drill. One of the things that I thought was interesting that they noted in his evaluation was, unlike most running backs who are unable to track the ball in the air and then they either overrun or slow down for passes, he has very acute spatial awareness, and he's really good at catching the ball in stride and not having to break stride to do it. And
that's Keon Coleman. Exactly.
Well, this is right though for us. He's a speeding running back, and he can catch out of the backfield and in the slot. And if you tell me, just think about this, Amicus, for a second. You got A-Chain in the backfield. You got fucking Wright in the backfield. Wright splits out into the slot, but you still got A-Chain behind the line. Who you fucking worried about?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We both took running backs in the 4th round, right? And they're both pass-catching running backs, right? Throw up some tape, man. Let's take a look at these guys.
See, I didn't hear anything about him being a pass catcher. What I heard about our guy is that you kind of touched on it. He's good in the pass game, but as a blocker.
I did not hear any. I read. Remember, we read them. No, I read those on my own. That was today. I was reading them earlier. I read 6 or 7 different evaluations from like all over the place. I did Yahoo Sports. I did one with ESPN. I did one on PFF just for the fuck of it. I went through all kinds of different.
I think the one that I saw was on PFF.
Okay, then send it to me because I didn't read in any evaluations about his ability to run block. And if there is some information on that, his ability to run block.
I was jumping platforms. I was going from TGIF the Phins tailgate to Reason to whoever was live. Then I went to CB83 and saw Lewis and EM there, and that was about enough of that.
Hey, so. Can you put that Big Philly comment up there about Coleman? No, not that one.
Hold on.
The last one. See, this is what I'm talking about. These fair weather fucking fans. I don't love the Coleman pick. I had Mitchell high. That's why you're not an NFL evaluator. Because every fucking NFL team passed on him in the 1st round and the 2nd round, except one team that went on a psycho rant and decided to blast every other GM in the NFL when his own dumb ass passed him up twice too.
Well, the fact is if you want to go with the analytics of who got the best or who had the best draft by position and where they were ranked, it's the Lions than us. And you guys were right on the, I think you were the first one middle pack. Like 15 or 16 of the league of where the position you took the guy compared to where he was on their big boards.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's that I think I can find. I'll see if I can find it and I'll text it to CT.
Yeah, but Big Philly's like, I had A.D. Mitchell higher. The whole fucking world had A.D. Mitchell higher, but the NFL professionals didn't. And that's the point I'm trying to make, that the whole league passed on A.D. Mitchell. So what are we going to do? Listen to a bunch of fucking idiotic fans or the fucking professionals? Yeah.
He admitted that I was just slow on bringing up the next comments. He said he had Mitchell higher on his board, but hey, maybe he fits Buffalo better. And then, of course, he has to call me out because
Mama Huevo.
So, I mean, he's calling you Mama Huevo, but I mean, it's
very nice.
I love Big Philly. I just got to keep it real with my boy from Miami.
You sounded very Venezuelan there, CT.
I mean, hey, look, don't fuck with me. I went out to the Dogwood Festival with my family today. We were out there for 6.5 hours, and my kids that are part Venezuelan, no fucking sunburn,
They
good to
got
go.
dark.
My wife, no, you guys will laugh. My wife is so fucking red, bro, that she looks like a fucking lobster ready to fucking peel. And I've seen it happen. She will fucking peel and she will be whiter than she was before.
Yeah.
Like, how is that humanly fucking possible? I get it. You fucking peel, but how do you get whiter than you were before? That's still fucking
it's skin that's under the layer. It's the fucking below the epidermis. Of course, it's lighter than the top layer, bro.
Yeah, but you have to understand that even in a sunburn situation, the radiation that does come from UVA and UVBs, they get to the under layer of the skin. The physics and the theory says that yeah, you're gonna get whiter as far as from the red skin, but overall, the new epidermis, the secondary layer of the dermis that's not being peeled off, because we all know that the top layer of your skin is dead. The skin cells on the outside are dead. The thing is it should cause a little bit of darkening on the next layer, and it doesn't, and it's fucking hilarious to me.
CT, I've been a biologist, physiologist, and gynecologist for the past 20 years. All right, let's not go there.
Well, Amicus, not to take CT's side or your side or whoever, but I can tell you, in my younger days, I would go out and get burnt the very first chance I got, and I was still dark underneath the burn. I didn't go back white. I was red for about 3 or 4 days, and then it turned brown.
What's the origin of CT's wife then? Because my wife is Irish, and if she fucking peels, she's like, oh, fuck. Well, there you go. That's why.
I know.
So that's
my oldest son, and my wife are the only two that are like that. My first wife and I, we had my oldest son, and her fucking their fucking deep Irish is Irish gets. So my wife and my oldest son are the only ones that do this. And my wife today, she pissed me off. We're in the middle of an entire fucking farmer's market at a Dogwood Festival. And she turns around and she's breathing heavy, and all the kids are fucking sweating and everything. And she looks at me and she goes, I need some of your fucking Mexican jeans right now. And she says this in front of everybody.
Well, I thought you were I thought you had Venezuelan in you. Now it's Mexican.
That's where this is where the fucking, I said, I am not fucking Mexican. I am Venezuelan. And then all of a sudden I get a bunch of fucking looks because I didn't call them dirty, but they knew what I was saying without me having to say it.
I consider they're all the same.
That's racist.
I know it is, isn't it?
I am South American. I am not fucking Central American.
Well, I just got done smoking a very good Nicaraguan cigar.
Hey, I will say this though. I mean, I don't care for all the corruption and shit, but not my fucking business just because that's my heritage. I'm worried about the U.S. I ain't worried about other fucking people. I'm worried about us first. I don't give a fuck.
I got a little Indian in me, so you can all get out of my fucking country.
There you go.
Hey, let's not go there.
Yeah, we're not, but it's all in good fun. But let's move on. So we went through.
Massachusetts was purchased for $1 million. Just saying. Okay, back to football.
What'd you get in the fifth, brother?
I sent you that picture, CT, so it's there when you can get to it.
Yep. My bad. Yeah, you got to let me know when you send me shit because people get upset My bad, Irving. I did not mean to let you sit in the back, but when I'm running it by myself, if I set my phone down and I don't hear the notification, so that was my fault, Irving.
Yeah, so we had 4 fifth-round picks, but ended up only using 3 of them because we traded back like quite a few times in this draft. But we got like some really good picks for next year, including a 4th rounder. So we got 2 second rounders and 2 4th rounders next year. I mean, I'm excited about that alone. That's some really good value. But my take on 5th round and 7th is, I mean, that's, this can be hit or miss. To me, round 1 through 4 are guys that could compete to start right away. Round 5 and through 7, there's more projects. Typically, right? So we grabbed a center from Georgia. I love the fact that he was a center for Georgia, but he's not going to start this year or anything like that. But I think in a couple of years he could definitely take over as starting center. Cedric Pron-Granger or something like that.
All right. Who else?
As far as the fit? Oh, you want me to go through all of them? Yeah.
Go ahead and just give a synopsis of everyone.
Okay. Yep. The next one was a linebacker from Washington, a Defuan, something like that, Olaficio. And then we got Yeah. And then we got an edge, which I'm really excited about this pick out of Troy, an edge rusher, Javon Solomon, who, by the way, is led the FBS in sacks with 16. So this is what I'm talking about. A school like Troy, right? I mean, the dude can get to the quarterback. He led the whole fucking FBS in sacks. So what do you think is going to happen to a cat like this when he gets coached by real NFL talent? But and then you got Von Miller. You got Von Miller on the team to teach him too, bro. This could be the steal.
Like 4th in the FBS in sacks.
Huh?
I said Muhammad Kamara is 4th in the FBS in sacks. I think he has like 35 or 40 sacks, something like that.
No, I'm talking about for 1 year. He had 16.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah, and he's gonna get with NFL talent, right? Scouts and everything, coaching, and then he's got Von Miller in his ear, bro. This could be a killer pick because obviously the cat's talented.
Who you guys take? Who you take?
Javon out of Troy. Javon Solomon. But CT, real quick, if you don't mind, there was 10 picks. If you don't mind, I want to quickly go from 1 to 10 and just give you the positions. Notice I will not double any position. Check this out.
Yeah.
All right. The first pick was wide receiver, right? Then safety. Defensive tackle to go right alongside Ed Oliver, running back, center, linebacker, edge, offensive tackle, cornerback, and offensive guard. Bro, we hit every fucking position and didn't double dip once.
Yep, I kind of like that. I actually like that.
Yeah, that's rare. Like nobody does that. But we, it's interesting.
So, did you guys have another one? Or is that just those
3?
2?
Just those 3, yeah.
All right. So, yeah, man, and I agree with you. We're in the same way. I was out with the family, but even if I wasn't watching 4th through the fucking 7th round. It doesn't change whether I watch it between now and training camp or whatever. However, I do like in the 5th round, we took Muhammad Kamara. The dude is, again, he's a project, like you said. And I'll go ahead and hop into R6. We took Malik Washington, which, being up here in Virginia, I don't watch a lot of UVA or VTech games. Just not my thing. I watch my Gamecocks, and I'm not really a Virginia fan. But we did trade our 3rd round pick next year to move up into the 4th. We picked Kamara in the 5th, but even at a 6th-round pick, given what we've read, well, what I've read through multiple sources and his evaluations, he's very much a speedy guy. He has the ability to catch the ball, even if it's not on center, obviously, to his accuracy. That's not going to be an issue. But the guy has the ability to make guys miss, and he also has a low center of gravity, and he has the ability to keep his balance after contact, where a lot of these receivers that we do have, that doesn't really seem to be the case. You got Tyreek and Waddle, who can make guys miss, but the rest of them, they catch the ball and then they get hit and they fucking go down. Yeah. And I kind of like this pick. I'm not going to go deep into it. You know, Monday we'll get a little bit deeper, but like Amicus said, these are project guys, maybe guys that can fill a role in some aspect, but I do like the Washington pick. I like a lot of his pros. He does have some cons, but again, they're projects, and that's what you draft them for. So go ahead with your 6. Shit, hold on. My bad. Let me go ahead and do my second 6th. We pick up Patrick McMorris, the safety from Cal. Same thing. You know, the pros sound great. The cons are a little bit worrisome. But again, they're getting coached. You can only see the Dolphins. We tend to find a gem late in the fucking rounds, at least one of them. But they may make the team. That doesn't mean that they're going to end up being a starter. But they're a positional player. So I like both of those picks. Again, they're developmental guys, but you got to be encouraged about it. So go ahead and tell us your 6th-round picks.
Yeah, there was 2 of them, and we only had 1 7th, so I might as well just segue into the 7th too, and then you can finish yours out. But before I do that, I wanted to just kind of touch on what I was talking about earlier about these schools and them not having the greatest coaching, because I think there's a trend here. I listed all the positions, but I want to list these schools outside of Georgia. The center I talked about, Georgia's a big time school, right? But listen to this shit. This is our picks. Florida State, Keon Coleman, Florida State, right? Then you got Utah, Duke, Kentucky, which is SEC. I get that. Washington, Troy, UCF, Penn State, and a fucking guy from England with the 7th pick or the 7th round. He's never even played football, but his measurables are off the charts. This is what I'm talking about. These fucking teams, man, they look at these measurables. That's the whole point of the combine. And they'll see these guys from these schools or even a guy who's never even fucking played, and they'll say, we'll take a flyer because once we get him with our coaches, his full potential and full ceiling will be exposed.
We got one of those players, but we didn't have to use a draft pick.
Yeah, undrafted.
We signed him as a UD or whatever the fuck it is. Undrafted guy here.
Yeah. All right, so
hold on real quick, Amicus. We got to shout out the fucking watchers. We got 134 of y'all watching across multiple platforms. I don't know how many of you guys are on YouTube, but for those of you who aren't, head on over to YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, hit that notification bell. We're here every Monday at 8:30. We do impromptu shows throughout the week. This is our 5th show this week out of 6 days. So let's get it. Appreciate you guys. For those of y'all who aren't on YouTube, come on over and show some love. But go ahead, Green Rat.
I was just curious on what Spider-Man thought about the Washington pick.
Okay, give it to us, Irvin.
Yeah, what I thought was impressive about him that he has a compact size of 5'8". He had a 10-foot broad jump, had a 42-inch vert. He's a very, very crafty route runner. He's not over the top fast. Like, he doesn't possess elite vertical speed, but he's got short area quickness. And I think it is so he's got the short area quickness for like timing routes and stuff like that. He also had 19 bench reps of 225 pounds at 190 pounds himself. So he's very strong. He's got good play strength. He does a good job fighting through, like, press man coverage and stuff. What else? Yeah, he's like I said, he's a very nuanced route runner. He's got reliable hands. Bro, and after the catch, he's got good play strength. He's got good lateral quickness. He could break through the tackles. I think he broke through like 10 tackles, I would say. I think. Let me see.
I mean, kind of aligns with what I read on his evaluation. He's quick. He doesn't have top end speed, but
yeah, he doesn't have great length though to his frame. So,
but the thing is we talked about this though. It's almost what we've been wanting as far as a third wide receiver and a guy who has lateral quickness, the ability to separate versus focusing primarily on, oh, who's the fastest that can run go routes? Because I'm Mike McDaniel and I run the same play over and over again. So it allows an outlet for Tua. It allows a development further of a route concept where you have a guy who can actually execute said route. I like the pick. I like the pick.
Like I said, he's got, like I said, because of his short area quickness, he's a natural, like, quick route. Because of his short area quickness, he's a naturally quick route runner with light, active, sudden feet. And he, when he gets to the top of the stem, he'll use some good head fakes, some good stutter moves to try to when he's at the stem of his route, so he can try to create separation. He really, when he runs his routes, in sharp, decisive cuts, he doesn't really lose like speed or quickness. Like, and he loves making he has soft hands, but he's got hands like mitts. Like he's very, like, he doesn't really drop passes that much. He does have a good catch radius for a guy that doesn't have great length. He likes to make catches over the middle of the field in heavy traffic. And he'll use it. He'll know how to use his body to protect the football and shield it from, defenders that will try to knock it away from him. And his short area quickness and like initial burst off the line of scrimmage helps him kind of defeat press coverage. And you can use them in seam routes, slot fades. You can use them in. You can also motion him a lot. Since he's not the biggest guy, he's not gonna win with his size. So I expect Mike McDaniel kind of use him off like some motions, like especially like short area motions and condensed sets to get him free releases off the line of scrimmage. But when he's in zone, like, he'll look for the soft spots in zone, and it's all about just getting the ball to him with accuracy, anticipation, timing. And when he does possess the football in his hands, he'll break tackles, bro.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Green Rat, you gave your opinion too, right? So, all right, let's finish up with the Dolphins picks at round 7. We doubled up on wide receiver, and we picked Taj
we never did
Washington.
The Bills 6, by the way, 6th round, just so you know.
I thought you were supposed to do 6 and 7. I thought you did both.
I didn't get to it because Green Rat had something to say, and then y'all segued into that bit.
Oh shit, my bad. Go ahead.
It's all good. Not that anybody gives a fuck, including the 130 people watching. But yeah,
the Bills suck.
Well, this show sucks. I don't know why anybody would tune in, but I guess it's good that they do.
Here, we got 134 watching, and you're the only Bills fan in this bitch. Let's go.
Maybe they're all Bills fans. All right. So,
why would anybody want to watch Bills football, anyways?
It's great. It's the greatest show on earth.
Let him go ahead and get it finished. Come on.
An hour and a half. We're fucking like over 2 hours. So we gonna get this or what?
Let's tell your cronies to shut the fuck up so I can give the pick. All right. So Tillin Grable, offensive tackle in the 6th round. And then in the 7th round, Travis Clayton out of England. He's an offensive guard. Like, none of these guys are going to fucking do anything, and they won't even make the team. But it is what it is. Now, the last pick that I want to mention goes back to the 6th round. Daquan Hardy. He's a cornerback. And he's really like he's like our slot corner, right? He's more of that type. But here's the thing. He's a punt returner, too. And he's fucking dynamic.
Can you shut up so I can finish?
Shit.
Christ.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. 6th round pick, a cornerback that can develop as a slot or a nickel corner. And then we have a punt returner in him as well. And he'll probably start on special teams and punt return for us.
Hey, TT, I wanted to cut in real quick. Malik Washington broke 35 tackles in 2020.
Can you shut up so I can finish?
Shit.
Sorry, Green Rat, I love you, but
he broke 35 tackles in 2023. If has anybody heard me? But anyways, go ahead.
Nobody gives a fuck. But yeah, I'm
done yet, Amicus?
Yes, I'm done.
He's gonna break.
Okay.
He's gonna break.
I couldn't tell.
He's gonna break tackles when Bill's defenders try to tackle him.
Well, that's what they do. Listen, Spidey interrupting me every 5 seconds is way better than a 2-hour CT rant about physiology. So let's go.
I wasn't interrupting that much.
You're just trying to get him started. I got shit to say tonight, so stop it.
All I said was Malik Washington. I just wanted to because I mentioned the broken tackles. It was 35 broken tackles that he broke last year. So that's how he is as a yak threat. He's a tough guy, hard to bring down. Go ahead.
Yeah, Spidey is the master at like the esoteric red button. Like I'm gonna press it, the one that says "Don't fucking touch me." He'll do that. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, he knows how to set off the fucking nuclear bomb on this fucking channel.
Yeah. All right. Anyway,
all the time.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll talk about ours. You went? Did you do your 7th? No, do your 7th.
I did. It's the cat from England we drafted somebody in the 7th round, CT, from England that has never played football in his life. That's right, how important the 7th round pick is to the Bills.
There you go. So Green Rat, I'm going to bring up this picture so you can commentary. So go ahead and explain what you wanted to explain based on this picture.
So that's showing
get him, Green Rat.
Well, it's showing where all the guys that do the mock drafts, the supposed professionals, where they graded all the players, from top guy on the board to however they had their draft board, and where you ended up picking your player, not necessarily the player itself, but like we got a receiver, or our running back was supposed to be like a 90 or the 90th pick, but we got him at 120. So and this shows that the Lions actually had the best draft
according to the fans
by analytics.
So can you explain that again, Green Rat? Because I'm a little confused. This graph shows how accurate the fans' mock draft was compared to what the team did?
No. This is like the professional analysts. So they took like all the best analysts and they looked at all their mock drafts, and then they took it and, like if everyone said Caleb Williams was the number one, then that's what they went by, and say 9 out of 10 people had a certain quarterback at the next spot too. So then they got a list of who they thought the best player was, all the way down So like the best player on the board type deal. Mm-hmm. That's what this is. So then they take it in wherever you picked your guy. Like if you picked a guy at.
Well, give an example. Do the Bills one. Explain the Bills one there in the middle.
Well, that's what they're saying is you were middle of the pack of the 32 teams. So your draft was, you did okay, but you're like the Lions did the best.
Right.
So.
Okay.
It's just pretty much best player available and where you drafted the guy.
Gotcha.
But not a certain person and overall for your entire draft.
Right.
So I think what helped us a lot was like the running back that I think they had at like 60 or 80 or something on the board. Mm-hmm. And we got him at the 120. So, that guy we hit. And as CT would say, I think on the board, Chop hit about 18 or 19 on some of the boards.
Basically, this chart explains how much value, based on the amount of draft capital we had, how valuable those picks were.
Absolutely not. It explains that the fucking analysts on TV don't know a fucking thing. That's what it explains.
I knew you'd come with that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it looks like the Dolphins made the most of their limited draft capital.
Yes, that's kind of what it says.
Yeah. All right. So hey, I love you boys. Look, we've been on over 2 hours and 12 minutes. So yeah, man, I think we're gonna call it a wrap. We wanted to do a short show. We wanted to be out here for the boys, talk shit. We went through the picks. We're gonna go through it more in depth Monday night, 8:30, as always on MDC.
Oh yeah, I want to share some stuff about Muhammad Kamara on that show because it'll be real interesting, especially
fast come playoff final time. Thoughts, man. Fast final thoughts.
That was fast final thoughts. Go ahead, Spidey.
Bro, I love Green Rat. I mean, it just shows everything how good this fucking draft was. That we have the second most valuable draft class given the limited draft capital we had. And I love every fucking part of it. All you Greer haters, you can shove it up your ass. He's got this team in a positive a positive direction, heading in the right direction. And I think we got a bright future. So that's all I gotta say. Phins up. Fuck the Bills. Fuck the Jets. Fuck the Patriots. And fuck Josh Allen too.
Yes, sir. Green Rat, go.
I want you all to realize that
Green Rat,
the Chicago Bears took an Iowa punter.
They what?
The Chicago Bears took the Iowa punter.
Oh shit!
In the 4th round, right?
Right, it's something like that.
Yeah,
it's because he got a lot of kicks because our quarterback sucked that bad.
Yeah, but like every fucking kick was like pinned in the 5-yard line, man. That fucking guy's amazing.
But right, he's really good, but all the kicks came from about midfield because our defense would get the ball, our offense wouldn't do jack shit, and they were probably 45-yard kicks, and he's fucking good if you get him to there.
Well, shit, every NFL.
It's called coffin corner, baby.
Every NFL
he's really good at it.
Can pin it from the 50.
Well, we might be getting the ball at about the 45 every fucking time.
Punters. One that's on our team right now, and Thomas Morstead. Then we had Matt Hack, who sucked at that before, bro.
We had him too.
Yeah.
Well, then we probably should have taken the Iowa punter at 21.
Oh, fuck. Hey, wait. I gotta know. Did Mevis ever get drafted?
Fuck no. We can bring him in.
Oh, bro. We got to bring him in to compete with fucking Sanders, bro. If Mevis didn't get drafted, we definitely... This is my final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. If Mevis did not get drafted, we need to bring him in UDFA to challenge Sanders Amicus, our special guest. Give us your final thoughts. Bills, Dolphins, and otherwise. Give us your last shot.
I mean, the only pick I really don't understand, which is not a big deal because it's 7th round, but I don't understand taking a wrestler and a rugby player in the 7th round from England that's never played football ever. Like, couldn't you have gotten him as a UDFA? Like, who the fuck else is going to take him? Are you worried that someone was going to take him in the 7th round?
Maybe they were. You got to remember the XFL kicker. They don't have to draft him, but he can't be signed until after the XFL. Well, sorry, let me be correct. USF fucking whatever. The dude that hadn't kicked a kick since high school and he drilled 2 fucking 65-yarders in a row. Maybe they were worried about it. Maybe he is, or if he's from England, they get the roster exemption for him.
Oh, yeah, remember? Good point.
Yeah, the NFL gives them 1 roster exemption for overseas players. Maybe they liked his talent enough. Hey, let me draft him. He's not going to count against my roster, but I like his talent enough that it's worth a 7th round pick that I'm otherwise throwing away anyway.
Oh, that's a great point. There you go. Too. There you go, man. Being, again, I'm not a fucking evaluator or a GM, and we see why.
Yep. Hey, we appreciate it as always. Anybody else got any final thoughts?
Jets are. I'm good. All I got to say is the Bills are rebuilding, so that's it.
All right, there you go. Final time. Hey, final time for the 101 of y'all in the room. StreamYard doesn't specify. I know all of you guys aren't on YouTube, but for those that aren't, please hop over, hit the like button, sub to the YouTube channel, go back to watching it wherever else you are, but just show us some love. It helps the channel. We appreciate it. MDC every Monday night, 8:30. We do impromptu shows throughout the week. This is our fucking 5th show in 6 days. We're bringing it to you with Green Rat, Spidey, Amicus, Cat for Life, Bleezy, my homie Bleezy, bro, all of us, Josue, Back It Up Binge, everybody that comes out, everybody in the chat, everybody on the show. We appreciate it, and we will see you guys on Monday for the next one, and we will leave you with one of our favorite clips. See you on the next one.
Fuck the dog.